click. When you hear the click, you know we're on.
Oh, well, I didn't hear anything, so let me know when we're on.
We're on. Hi, this is Brian White. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 22 of Celebrity Soul Speak with Brian and Renee. Prince. My wife Renee is a medium, and I've been a radio personality for over 50 years. The other side established communication with us because they wish to stay in touch with this dimension. They know I truly love and respect music and the artists that perform it, and Renee is a huge music fan herself. We started this podcast and have been interviewing celebrities that have passed over. We're giving them a platform, and they have a lot to say, and we are in contact and passing along their thoughts.
Well, thank you, Brian. Brian had his first reading with our medium, Myrna Diaz, in November 2019. I was there for moral support, and I'm nosy. He was speaking with friends and family passed over when Myrna announced that Prince wanted to thank him for helping him get started on his career. Brian was one of the first jocks to play his music. I screamed, "Oh my God, it's Prince!" I think I scared him because that's all he said and left. Not the way I would have chosen to meet him, but this was our first interaction with a celebrity, and it was Prince. Since that first encounter, we've spoken with many artists, and I don't scream anymore. Well, I did when David Bowie came through. He just laughed.
That was an amazing experience, that reading with Myrna that first time, and Prince shows up. He was a young artist.
I was able to speak with Prince for the podcast and apologize for my display during his conversation with Brian. He just laughed and said he was late for a jam session, otherwise he would have hung around. He was glad I caught up with him. He'd been hearing about these people doing a podcast and didn't realize it was us. Despite his reputation for not being very open during interviews, I found him to be dynamic and very nice.
I have seen Prince interviews. He really hated it.
Ooh, they're painful to watch. I mean, ooh.
He just closes up.
Ooh, he just, and the sad part about it is he loves people. Mm-hmm. He was just not able to express himself that way.
No, I saw him on American Bandstand once.
Oh, God.
Dick Clark is trying to get it out of him.
Yep, saw that. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah. It's like, Well, I don't care. I love him anyway. I asked him if he knew he was our first celebrity soul. In fact, I mentioned that he was the impetus for this whole project. After he broke the ice by contacting Brian through Myrna, many artists have contacted us and want to tell their story through our podcast. He didn't know what a pivotal role he had played.
It was such an amazing experience having Prince pop through in my reading.
Oh, my God. It was. Here we're talking to Aunt Sadie in California or whatever her name is, and next thing you know, Prince is here. What?
It was Aunt Edna.
Oh, Aunt Edna. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we talked about life, and his comment was, I tried to live my life the way I wanted it to be. Sometimes being too stubborn is not a good thing, but I did it my way. Frank Sinatra. I sang that with him one time here. Suddenly I heard, wow, wish I could hear that. It was Brian whispering. Prince whispered back, someday.
That was funny. I didn't know he heard me say that.
Well, it's like Santa Claus. They hear us. They hear us when we're sleeping. They know when we're awake. Mm-hmm. They know when we've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
There you go.
Because you don't even have to tell them.
Well, Prince, have I been good?
He'll let you know.
Okay.
When you passed, we were shocked that it had anything to do with drugs. We didn't realize that you were in such considerable physical and emotional pain. Prince, what happened to you? How did you die? In Prince's words, there was much pain. I lost my son. He didn't even get a chance to live a life, but we're making up for it. I didn't die on purpose. It wasn't suicide. I don't know what happened. I guess I overdosed. Dull the pain. My actual death was not a big deal. I was in the elevator and felt kind of funny, real dizzy, and then I passed out. I guess I died then. I woke up here. It was a lovely place, but I was still scared. I hadn't been able to process what had happened that fast. Then I saw my mom, and she was with my son. That's when I realized I was really dead.
I remember hearing about Prince's son, and I couldn't imagine how he felt.
Oh, I can't, but I'm so glad they're together and spending their time making up for not being able to be
It gives you hope.
Yeah, it does. Well, here's another celebrity that passed over without having the out-of-body experience. There seems to be a pattern to our death process, I've noticed. Some just go to sleep, and when they wake up, they're there on the other side. Some have the out-of-body experience and the transformation. The light in the tunnel. I guess you don't get to choose.
I never thought about it before, but you're right. There seem to be two ways to go.
Yep. Prince shared that he's working with his son, teaching him about their life there, preparing him for his travels. It's hard to do because every journey is different. I'm also writing and jamming with the folks here.
You'd love to know who he's playing with.
Don't you know?
Yeah, come on. I mean, Frank Sinatra to start.
Exactly. They all jam together. I mean, they're just like, they're all buds up there. In the dimension where souls reside, there is no time. Prince does what he wants when he wants. So free. If you live your life, the future will take care of itself. He paused. I didn't get to write that song. I don't know where this came from, but I found myself saying, I'll write the song with you. Crickets. Oh, no. And then he got very excited and said, let's do this. I will write the song with you, and then we'll donate it to a charity. Phew, what a relief. I thought he was going to tell me I was an idiot. We did write the song, which I will read, not sing to you after this narrative. Now I have to find someone who can translate our composition into a song.
I can sing it. Just kidding. I'm not allowed to sing or dance. Kind of like Footloose.
Well, yeah. There's a reason for that, Brian.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, you have a very talented, lovely voice, but you can't sing and you can't dance.
I should have taken lessons.
Isn't there a song, Can't Sing, Can't Dance? Like an old song?
Phil Collins? I don't know.
Prince feels that he was a prophet during his time here. His songs were his feelings written down. Becoming rich was confusing to him. Like, I wasn't sure if it was real. It took a while to sink in that it was real. Of his fans, he said, I appreciated each and every one of them because they made me successful. I don't know if I ever properly thanked them for their dedication and love. I felt their love, and I love them back. If you didn't feel it then, feel it now. Thank you.
You know, the really good artists are the ones who really care about their fans. I met you backstage a few times in Detroit, and you were always very humble, and you always smiled when all the fans would come up to you, always.
Oh, I never got to meet Prince. I guess I will. I asked him, if you had lived, what would you be doing for now? What plans did you have for your future here? I didn't have the foresight when I was there, so I just had to guess at it. I would still be playing music. There isn't anything else that I was sure of.
What about acting, I wonder?
I don't know. I guess I should have brought that up.
Yeah, Purple Rain wasn't that an Academy Award-winning movie?
Yeah, he was a pretty good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Eddie Van Halen has recently passed over. Sometimes souls go right into Life Review, other times they go later. I asked Prince if he had a connection to him. Our conversation was funny. He said, stand in line. Mr. Popular is taking reservations. And I replied, well then Prince should be able to bypass that stuff and get me an interview. To that he said, all right, don't shame me. I'll talk to him.
I still can't believe you shamed Prince.
Are you kidding? I'd shame anybody.
I know you would.
Good interview. Eddie did stop by. Apparently, Prince suggested he visit. I just got here and did what Prince told me to do. I got no dog in this fight. I'm new here, so I depend on my fellow musicians to guide me. He promised to speak with us after his Life Review.
I think he was scared of you.
Well, I think he was scared of me, but he probably also remembered that I had met him back at 5150 tour. I was at 98 Rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got a picture of that, too, I believe.
I do have. I have evidence.
You were really cute back then. Well, you still are, but boy, back then you were just a knockout.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm sure Eddie was going to invite you to his hotel room, I'm sure.
No. So we were back there, a bunch of radio people, and everybody's getting autographs, and I didn't have a piece of paper, so I had a ticket stub. So I just handed him the ticket stub, and he tried to write with his pen, and the pen didn't work on the ticket stub. So he's like, okay. So he reached into his bag, and he gets out a guitar pick, and he signed a little guitar pick. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. He's like, you're welcome.
And you still have the guitar pick?
Of course.
Yes.
He was very nice. He
always seemed to be, like Prince, he seemed to always have a genuine smile going on.
Yeah. Well, some of them are great. Some artists are, in my experience on the human realm here, some artists are really sweet and nice, and there's others that really don't want to be there and don't really care. So it's nice when you run into people who are humans here that are nice. And then you find out they're up there and they're the same way. That's very cool.
That is.
Yeah. We wanted to finish our session with Prince's impressions of the big picture of life now that he has the vision. So what advice does he have for humanity? Without hesitation, he replied, stop. Just stop being stupid. Figure out that you are not in control.
We really aren't, are we?
No, we're really not. And it's time that we realize that. This was a wonderful conversation, and we're looking forward to speaking with Prince again. And Eddie.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, this is Renee. This is the song Prince and I wrote. We hope you like it. If you live your life, the future will take care of itself. Too many people live in their lives in the future. The future is now, my friends. Missing the life you're supposed to be living. Too worried about what will be, instead of paying attention to what is. If you live your life, the future will take care of itself. Don't be afraid to live for now. Don't be afraid to fly without a net. Chances taken, some succeed, some fail. If you never take the chance, you will never know whether you won or lost. Staying put, not what we are supposed to do. Close your eyes and take the leap. Faith is believing in yourself. Faith is believing in the universe. Faith is listening to the voice inside. If you live your life, the future will take care of itself. Don't be afraid to live for now. Don't be afraid to fly without a net. Lift up, look up, get up. Live for now, love for now. No fear here. Push on. Take what you need. Don't sit by the sidelines and watch the world go by. Someday the future will catch up with you. There will be no more tomorrows. What will you do then? If you live your life, the future will take care of itself. Don't be afraid to live for now. Don't be afraid to fly without a net.
Thanks for joining us. Join Celebrity Souls Speak on Facebook at facebook.com/The Celebrity Souls Speak. And check out Renee's blog at commonsenseinwilmingtonnc.blogspot.com. Sense spelled CENTS.